You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you, because Johnny Depp has finally opened up about something huge, something he's kept inside for years. And honestly, Hollywood probably wishes this never came out. In a 4-hour confession, he revealed shocking secrets about Tim Burton, secrets that completely changed the way we look at their friendship, their movies, and their entire journey together. And let me ask you this. Have you ever watched a Tim Burton movie and thought, what kind of world does this man live in? And how does Johnny Depp always fit so perfectly into it? Well, Johnny finally explained why, and the truth is deeper and more emotional than anyone expected. He started off by saying something that might surprise you. He said Tim Burton wasn't just another director in his life. He said Tim was the only person in Hollywood who truly understood him. Imagine that for a second. One of the biggest actors in the world, feeling misunderstood, judged, and sometimes pushed aside, except by one quirky filmmaker with wild hair, dark ideas, and a soft heart. Johnny said the first time they met, Tim looked at him like he saw something hidden inside him. Not something dramatic, but something familiar. Something real. And that's what set the tone for the entire confession. But then Johnny moved into something much more serious. He said there were times during their films where he felt real pressure. Not from Tim, but from the studios. He said studios didn't always like how he acted, how he dressed, how he moved, or how he wanted to shape his characters. Hollywood wanted control. But Tim refused to force Johnny into their box. That caused a lot of tension. Johnny even revealed something shocking: there were meetings happening behind his back. Meetings about possibly replacing him. That alone could break someone. But guess what? Tim Burton fought for him every single time. While studios pushed him away, Tim pulled him back in. And that was only the beginning of the truth Johnny revealed. He talked about how people always assumed he and Tim never disagreed. But he said that's not true. They clashed sometimes, quietly, creatively, respectfully. Johnny said Tim once told him, the character doesn't need more weirdness, he needs more heart. And Johnny laughed because he thought weirdness was the heart. These moments weren't arguments. They were part of the magic that made their films unforgettable. Then Johnny talked about something very serious, something that changed their friendship forever. He said there was one project, he didn't name it, where the studio pushed so hard, he almost walked away. Not because of Tim. But because the studio wanted Tim to fire him. Johnny said he even told Burton, if you need to replace me, I'll understand. Can you imagine saying that to someone who has always believed in you? And the way Tim answered. Johnny said he will never forget it. Tim told him, I don't hire you for Hollywood. I hire you for you. That one line nearly broke him. He said it was the first time in years he felt protected in an industry that didn't always treat him kindly. It made him realize Tim wasn't just a director. He was a friend. A real friend. The kind of friend who stands in front of you when everyone else steps back. And then came the biggest truth, the part of the confession Hollywood definitely didn't want out. Johnny admitted that during the hardest years of his life, when the media turned on him, when studios became nervous, and when many people started backing away, Tim Burton didn't leave him. In fact, Johnny said Tim quietly reached out and offered him a project. Not for money. Not because of pressure. But because Tim believed in him when no one else did. Johnny said Tim was the person who gave me back my voice. That's not just emotional. That's life-changing. That's something that goes far beyond movies. Johnny also shared some interesting insights he learned from working with Tim for so long. He said Burton actually likes actors who question things. He wants people who think differently. That's why their scenes feel so unique, because they were built from honesty and trust. Johnny also said something that confirms a lot of Hollywood myths: studios really do influence casting more than people think. And sometimes, they push harder than most people realize. But the biggest lesson he shared was about staying true to who you are. He said the reason he stayed with Burton for so long is simple. Tim never tried to change him. He let him be himself, even when the rest of Hollywood didn't. Now I want to hear from you. Which Johnny Depp and Tim Burton movie do you think defines their partnership the best, and why? I'd love to read your thoughts. And if you want more stories like this, definitely check out the next video, because it connects directly to this confession, and trust me, it's even wilder. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you stories Hollywood tries to hide. Thanks for watching, and remember, the truth is always more unbelievable than the rumors.